Let me at him!
Well, there it is. Hello guys, welcome to a 4 versus 4 random team game. Here we are in Twilight Ruins, and I am playing as the Pink Night Elf. Hi, Jer. And we're going to be doing a very specific build order here because Sagar Teenage says, can you do some mass Huntresses rush? And that's literally it. Hi, rush, mass hunts. So, what we're going to do is, with this first wisp that comes out with your Tree of Life, is you're going to build a moonwell. I did a little practice before this, and I might not necessarily remember everything I did, but I'm basically going to try to imitate exactly the build order that I did previously, which led towards me getting the most efficient Huntress build that I could basically get. So it's very simple. All you do is, with your first wisp, is you get yourself a moonwell, and then past that point you just keep chucking wisps on the woods. If you want, you can go and scout. In 1 versus 1 this would be different because you want to get your hero out, but in 4 versus 4 RT, even on the outside, I'm going to risk getting my hero very late because it's so important to build up the wisps on the wood. A scout would be nice, but I don't need to because I'm not going to be attacking anytime soon just yet, and I only really am concerned with my nearest opponent, since Huntresses, they want to hunt down the nearest thing and kill it quick. So if I recall correctly, I got 5 wisps on wood now, so the next wisp that comes out is going to build me an altar, and with this altar comes great responsibility because you get a hero. So there we go, get the altar, and that's happening now. So if I remember correctly, I think I got a Huntress Hall. This is the part where my build order might go wrong a little bit, but I got a Huntress Hall next with the next wisp, so that's happening. And then what happens is with the next wisp that comes out, you don't want too many because wood is an issue. Wood isn't too much of an issue for this build. So the next wisp that comes out, you're going to time it so you get both your wisps out and build double Ancients of War at the same time. So I've got 4 wisps here, 5, 6. We're going to sit on 6 wisps. It might not necessarily seem like enough, but believe me, if you want those Huntresses out hard and fast, then you're going to want this. So there we go. Alright, we've got a brand new player. He's being guided. Brilliant. So I'm going to have to try to do some awesome damage here. So we've got minimal amount of wisps, so this is going to hurt us if we want to try to take an expansion. If you're considering getting an expansion, and maybe get an extra wisp or 2, but because gold is more of an issue than wood for me, I'm going to definitely focus on my Huntresses. And one of the bits of the wood that I am going to use is going to be straight away on the Hunter's Hall upgrade, Ultra Vision. And there we go. We're going to get that up there, and that way when it's night time I'll be able to see as much as possible. That'll give me a bit more vision, a bit more sort of clarity. Not that necessary, but why not, because I can get it, and on top of that I can get the Huntresses at the same time. So I'm OCD. I'm going to wait a little bit for this moonwell. You can probably get a moonwell a little bit quicker than that, but there you go. That should go up roughly about the same time as double of your Ancients of War. Now one thing you're going to notice is, well, you've got tons of gold still, so probably a good idea to build another moonwell because you're going to want that for more Huntresses. And by the time these 2 Huntresses are done, you should have enough gold and wood for a next double pumpage of Huntresses. And this Priestess of the Moon, she's going to come out roughly about the same time as these Huntresses will. And we're going to get Searing Arrows for some super focus damage with her, and pump up some more Huntresses. There we go. So that's about as close as I could get it with just a rough quick go at it, and I'm considering getting the upgrade. I'm going to get the upgrade actually because I'm going to go heavy on these upgrades as well. Strength of the Moon, so we got that, we got the Huntresses pumping. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get the next lot of Huntresses. Let's see if we can bring down these wisps. They're in a beautiful position for me right here, so there's a bit of experience right there. The Night Elf will do. Human if they haven't built defenses, but Night Elf's very good for me to harass as well. I'm not seeing any wisps available, so we're just going to go heavy on this moonwell. Now our next moonwell is finished, so I could cancel this upgrade, but I'm not going to, and we're going to run away because he's being super helped already. 2 freaking Huntresses, a Priestess of the Moon, and I've already forced one of them to teleport. So what are we going to do in this situation? Well, we're not going to fight them. That's what we're going to do in this situation. We're going to basically just play it cool. Oh wait, no, I've got purple with me. Now we will fight them. Because it's 2 versus 2, and they are actually rushing well. Some are. Purple is. Like, you say rush at the start, but you don't necessarily expect people to follow through with it. Alrighty, so let's see if we can push this.
Research finished.
Oh yeah. Get those archers down. Don't forget you got Shadow Meld if you need to use it. And we should be able to do some massive damage here. His Priestess of the Moon's taking the brunt. Get in those archers as much as possible with your Priestess of the Moon. He's not really hiding, but he's going all in, so we should be victorious here. I'm going to hide my Priestess of the Moon because they're obviously hero focusing a bit here. So just going to bring her back into the fray. That should give everyone their aura again once the Priestess of the Moon is back out. Now we're going to try to surround, if we can, Yellow's hero, if it lets me. There we go. Because he's got no Moonwells to reach. Oh, that is some serious damage right there. Now that we're at 40 food, we're not actually going into this level of Moonwellage, because Huntresses are only good for so long. You can all out, and I suppose that's where I could cancel the upgrade as well and get those Huntresses, the next double pump of Huntresses quicker. Tech up now. And like I say, if I was going to basically be more realistic towards getting an expansion, I would have built a couple more Wisps. But at the moment, I currently have a maximum of 6 Wisps. You can always upgrade those, but as you can see, it's enough for you to keep pumping up Huntresses, even get upgrades, and get a tech. And you're still doing well. Okay, so that went better than expected. Now let's see if it goes as well in the next game, because of course I will treat you to another. Well, there it is. Welcome back. Death Knell is our map. This is actually quite a good map for this, because Night Elf's pretty strong on this, and Huntresses can roam free on this map. So, we're going to rinse and repeat what we were doing earlier before. Bear in mind your position. The enemy are most likely to attack from above, so we can get some Moonwells in a nice low row over here. That'd be good. There we go. First Wisp does that. Okay, so I've got a good build for this by the looks of it. It seemed pretty efficient, and I was just about to think about, well, what sort of questions you might be asking from the last game. So, what sort of questions would you be asking? You might be asking, what is your transition phase? When do you stop making Huntresses? Do you stop making Huntresses? Well, it totally depends on the situation and, of course, the map, and I'm thinking about this map right now. Definitely, you've got this big cavern in between, and air is very prevalently strong if the enemy do not build enough towers, which sometimes they do not. So, what we're probably going to do is, since we've got 2 Ancients of War, eventually, we'll have enough Huntresses, we can get that tech going, and if the rush is successful enough, we can deny our opponents from having expansion so they can't really outmass us, so we can still be productive with our tier 2 facilities, because that's what we're going to move into, is once we hit tier 2, that's 5, so I need 1 more Wisp and maybe fill up on the right hand side. Go into double Ancient of Wind. It's kind of expensive, so you could sort of maybe stop producing Huntresses. Yeah, like at the sort of the... Oh wait, that was a hero, that one. And then the next Wisp that comes out is the Hunter's Hall. So, yes, as I was saying, into basically mass Hippo Riders. Because eventually those Huntresses are going to die. They're going to die out. And that's just something you're going to have to expect to happen. Let's get ready for the double Ancient of War. So that's a nice little defense there. Next Wisp can be the Moonwell, past that point. And we should have 6 Wisps. In fact, that's it. We have 6 Wisps. But I might go for 1 more this time. And stop. So this time I'm going to try out 7 Wisps. So you bear in mind that your Hunter's Hall is a Wisp, your Altars of Elders is a Wisp, and this Moonwell here is a Wisp. And then you got 4 there, so that's 7 in total. And we're just going to basically wait patiently. Because we are going for a tech this time, a definite tech, which I did do last game. Ultra Vision is always going to be good, so bear that in mind. You will pretty much want to get that, particularly on a dark map like this, which is already dark enough, and then when it's darker, then you can see everything. When it's lighter. So we're going to get the Ultra Vision as usual. And these Angels of War, they can produce those archers. You can upgrade the archers, get 2 kick-ass upgrades for them. So, yes, any upgrades you do give to the Strength of the Moon would actually benefit the Hippo Riders. That's bearing in mind that you have the Hippo Riders. And, oh, do I dare do the OCD? I don't. I'm not going to do the OCD this time, which is cancel them and have them both come out at the same time. So I can go for another Moonwell now. So the enemy do choose to attack this base. Typically they can screw you over anyway because there's going to be 2 of them, so they're going to be doing heavy damage. But this is a nice little conclave for you and your allies to basically protect from. So Priestess of the Moon will be out soon. So we should basically either go and creep or basically give their expansions a hard time. So out comes the units. double pump next lots of Huntresses, OCD it, there we go, double pumping, Priestess of the Moon is good to go, and she's on her way to be a pain in the enemy's buttocks. So, probably going to stop at this 40 food mark here, and could get the Strength of the Moon upgrade, but I'm not going to do it this time. Oh wow, what a good idea to go and rush. We're getting that old chestnut again, are we? He's already got a guard tower up. No, he hasn't.
Prepare to be moonstruck.
Nice. He's got one guard tower actually. It's at the back there. So we're just going to try and give him a hard time as much as possible. And do some heavy damage here. Bear in mind that now that I know he's doing this, it's a good idea to keep pumping in the Huntresses. Should pretty much have enough resources for this. Yep, he's really slowed down by this. Blue should be on his way soon. We can probably take down that guard tower, because I don't see him with an army, because he's invested in this. So we're going to put on the Searing Arrows again. Going to get into this position and try to bring down that guard tower. It's a bit tricky, because he's blocking it with another tower. So we're actually going to try to pick off the peasants here. I could block off the Archmage, if he gets the block there. There you go. Let's pick off the Archmage, hide the Huntress, because it's night time, so Huntresses are strong. Huntresses are good. And hide the other Huntresses, take out the Arcane Tower, and just try to do some damage to the guard tower with my hero, because the hero won't take too much damage with this. He's going to focus my Huntresses. We could keep pumping Huntresses, but I'm going to get the tech going. I could just hide my Priestess of the Moon, so she's not really worried. We're going to move these weaker Huntresses onto the top side so they can actually do some damage whilst being outside of the Ghoul's range a little bit, because they do very well versus Ghouls. And if he wants to go for them, then I'm just going to hide them again. Just bear that in mind. So tech is going. I'm going to actually start prepping now for the next stage, which is basically Hippo Riders, even though we kind of won the game already here. And Purple's even come up, and we've got Teal coming up, so this is going to be a 4 versus 1 situation where they're already down and out. So one thing you could do in this situation is take a Wisp up and creep this. Because we've got such a strong army, we can just literally clear it in a matter of seconds. Now, bear in mind that you've got weak Huntresses, you've got Moonwells in your base. Send your weak Huntresses back to base, shift, hold down left shift, soak up the Moonwells, and then left shift, right click onto your hero. So they'll come back, and take them off your hotkey group just in case you fuck it up. That's what I do for the time being. And then when they come back to my hero, I can add them back to my hotkey group. And this seems to be working incredibly well. I'm on a different account, by the way. I'm trying different accounts each time, just in case they recognise me. So, like I say, your allies, you can clear this. Tech is going through. It's halfway done at the moment. And I've still got a bit of gold, so you kind of judge it on the situation. I wanted to show off Hippo Riders there. I didn't even get a chance to do it, which is why I did stay at the 40 food. Otherwise, I could have put another Moonwell down and gone from there. It did seem like 7 Wisps was still too many. 6 Wisps is enough. 7 Wisps does guarantee you that wood, though, for the Hippo Riders, because Ancients of Wind, 2 of those, that's going to soak up 2 more of your Wisps. It's going to be tricky. I just like the guy at the edge, like, what the fuck? Alright then, so, back in a moment. I think we can do one more of these, and hopefully it goes well. It would be sad to end on a low note, but if there's something to learn from it, then maybe it's always going to be a benefit. Well, there it is. Here we are on Cherryville. I did actually find the Death Knell map again, but one of the enemy team left. So one player from the enemy team left, so I didn't really want to play a game where it's 3 versus 4, 4 versus 3. So it gives me an opportunity to try out another map at least. So bear in mind that what we'll do is, I believe one thing you can do, and I did do this from my practice run, but I wanted to make it simple as possible, this build, but get 5 wood from your first Wisp and then build a Moonwell. Boom. And that should basically cover you for a little bit later where you need that Moonwell, that second Moonwell, quick enough to get the hero, or rather the units out. It'll be making more sense when the time comes round to it. At the moment, I'm a pink light off and I'm distracted. So, above we have an Orc, we have a Night Elf, and we have an Undead who's going Ghouls. Interesting. I can see tier 2 rush. That's not a rush. That's a very late rush, if you can call it such a thing. Okay, so that moonwell is a little late, but not that much of an impact. But maybe it's still not worth. Maybe just get the moonwell straight away. Anyway, we got 5 wisps. So what are we going to do next, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to get that altar, then we're going to get a Huntress Hall. You want to build it so you've got like one gap away from the trees. That way you stop pesky blade masters. But keep it like this. There we go. Footman and that might be able to slip in, but at the same time you're stopping enemy heroes from getting in, so that's the biggest issue, enemy heroes. You notice I still don't do any scouts. Maybe I'll throw a scout in there. I could definitely fit it in later once I've got most of the build order going, because it's very important that you keep those wisps on wood for as long as possible, so that way you've definitely got enough supply, resources wise. So next wisp is coming out. That wisp is finished, giving me 5 woods. Thank you very much, wisp. Double Ancient of War. And we can get straight into a moonwell right here as well, or we could just build it with the next wisp. So the next wisp is actually going to go out and do that scouting now. So off he goes. Getting that moonwell is really important as quickly as you can, so there's no point really waiting if you can help it. And maybe that's the benefit of getting that extra 5 wood earlier. I'm not sure if I lost 5 wood potentially from not being able to get another wisp out from like the few seconds I had to wait. Really, it's not that big a deal. It's just me being picky. 4, 6, 6. So we can cancel that wisp, remember, because we're going for 6 wisps on wood in total. That's the aim here. Priest of the Moon is definitely making her way out. The Hunter's Hall, we're going to get Ultra Vision as soon as this is complete. So maybe I've got 1 wisp too many. I do have 1 wisp too many. So what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to bring it down. Although that moonwell is ready, so maybe what I was going to do is build... do I need it though? I'm thinking of building this Ancient of Wonders, but it's not that necessary because there's not really anything good you can get with the Night Owl shop, so I'm probably just going to skip it, get myself that extra moonwell and keep going and just hold on to this wisp. So how many wisps have we got in total? We've got 6, 7, 8. Okay, we've got quite a few, so it's very easy to go overboard on wisps, even after doing this a couple of times. Undead chilling at the back. It's gone Aura first. And he's gone ghouls, double crypts. So he's probably going to be trying to get an expansion or something like that, so maybe you want to keep an eye on him. So I can't do too much damage at the moment, because Orange isn't doing shit, so this time I'm just going to creep. I'm going to let my hero tank, and he did manage to just DPS it down. Well done for you. I guess that gets rid of my wisp problem. And we'll keep pumping out the Huntresses, and keep going, basically. Now, my biggest concern is it turned into a 2 versus 1 because, as you can see how strong this strategy was when allies basically came and joined you. So that's a big concern. These guys aren't going to do too much damage, so we're fine on that. I could tech right now, but I'm going to still keep pumping out the Huntresses because that's what I'm here to do. Orange looks like he's taking an expansion up there, so I could theoretically go heal up and take an expansion on the bottom right and then push, because one of the benefits of mass Huntresses is they stack incredibly well, like crazy well. So what's what we're going to do? We're going to go secure an expansion. I would say get a couple more wisps, get another moonwell actually. No, we've got action going on here. We're just going to do some damage, and no we're not, we're going to get back because I'm going to get rushed because it's the double crypts. Okay, fair enough. Okay, those Huntresses are not going to make it back. That's very unfortunate, but at least I've got a good base defense. So bear that in mind. Get 1 more Huntress. In fact, just get the tech going now, because there's not much else I can do. And I've got a real solid defense because of the way I've been building, and he's getting super distracted by these 2 Huntresses over here. And there's no expansion for them to come and kill, which is the benefit of Orange actually going up this way. So that was actually a good move from him, if he was going to take the expansion. We can get 1 more Huntress and sit tight. Let them come. Let them come! I've got an awesome base defense. This is a nasty base for them to try to attack. Look, this is how you build a base. Look at this. Try getting through that. Orange. Are you basically trying to get yourself killed again? I know I basically blocked him a little bit there. But we got Huntresses. They're freaking strong units. And he's not going to get much done here at all. Look at this impenetrable base right here. And we've got the tech going because it's like, well, I can't get the expansion, so may as well make some sort of progress. And we can actually hunt them down a little bit. They're actually on the run now. Oh, damn you. I hate it when I do that and it doesn't pull off. Damn you! Okay, looks like he's... Now I can just come out of my base and take you straight on because I've got freaking Huntresses, baby. And the grunts are too slow. So all your ghouls are belong to us. And as you can see, I'm storing up a lot of resources right now. So we're looking good on that front. I could get upgrades, but I'm still not too worried about it. Looks like they're sending off Blade Masters to be a pest over here, but... Oh, this is going to go so much better for me than it is for you. This is never going to work for you. I may as well get a Rod of Necromancy. Get some skeletons out of this baby. Is that Blade Master going to be coming after my hero? There's a lot of hero focus. Good item, oh, by the way, for my Priestess of the Moon. And you've gone and basically lost everything. Tech is almost complete, so bear in mind that we're going to want to get ourselves the Ancients of Wind. Oh, this is so fun to do. It works so bloody well. Am I getting lucky, or is this just... that is a little lucky the way they did it, but let's face it, that rush, that's how you build your base. So you can see how I've been building it. Now, a little bit stuck for space, but if you need to get space, you can always move your Ancients of War forward and then build 2 Ancients of Wind. So since we're going, we could either get a second hero. You could do so many things here. I'm going to get a second hero. I'm going to get Sentinel. It's rather pricey, 100 gold, 100 wood, but with this 2, 4, 6, 7 Huntresses that I still have remaining, I can make benefit of that, and we'll just build up some archers at the back, and we can get some scouts. Oh my, oh my, that's not going to finish in time, and if it does, it's too late. And we keep going for True Shot Aura more than anything else. Take off Searing Arrows for now, because I don't need it versus buildings and shit. It's easy. Get Skeleton Rod. Basically just scout now. Scout hack. Alright, green. I think I'd rather attack the base at the top than I would attack this orc base with the burrows at the back. Okay, one thing to be concerned about here is I haven't lost Huntresses. Like, that's not really a bad thing, but at the same time, it's like, well, you got to start.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Okay, we got Wyverns to deal with. There you go. That's one way to lose Huntresses. So now I can start pumping out these Hippo Riders or Hippocris a bit more, which is definitely what we want.
Prepare to be moonstruck.
Stick this Searing Arrows on versus the Wyverns, or versus the Blade Master. I'm coming for you. And we'll just keep pushing. Luckily we've got an ally with enough archers. One thing to bear in mind, that if you're in this situation where you're kind of close to the 50 food, you don't want to go over it because you don't have an expansion to support it, neither do you have the Moonwells. Get more hippos than archers if you think you're going to be fine and not in an immediate use for those archers, because Hippo Riders, or rather Hippocris, take a lot longer. I'm not sure exactly how long, but they probably take about 60%, 50% longer to build than archers do. So you can pump those out. You can pump archers out a lot quicker than you can hippos. So whilst you're waiting and you've got nothing better to do, and you're not over the 50 food cap, you may as well just sit and get yourself some hippos patiently. Besides, they're going to be useful as well because we know that the enemy have Wyverns. So I could probably start bringing those into the fray and leave the archers at base because they're probably still going to get killed if I try to bring them. So I'm paranoid about that. And at this point, start using that bloody Sentinel. I might even just send my Huntresses off in a different direction. Now, they should stay in the fight, but part of me wants to sort of get greedy and lose my Priestess of the Moon whilst I'm not paying attention. That is some heavy focus. That is some heavy focus right there. They're not going to benefit from that too much though, because they've still got all those archers to contend with. They really go for the air thing, so that just says to me, more Hippogriffs and get your heroes back. That was a little bit of a mistake on my part. It's because I got overzealous with the Huntresses and I wanted to make the most out of their freaking Sentinel ability. And in come the rest of the hippos. Not that my allies were in that much trouble, but hey, there you go. Chuck the hippos in as well, because that's definitely going to deal with the nasty, fast Wyverns. So their rush didn't work too well because a couple of them went straight to Wyverns, and maybe they could make benefit of the Wyverns, but no. Okay, can we get Scout here? Yep, we can. So we're done there. Maybe send the Huntress back. We got Scout here, so that's what I was basically getting at. This could be done better, but the main thing is that this stuff has been sort of demonstrated. So you can use those Huntresses as Sentinel if you want, just to sort of get a good idea on what's going on. and probably a better idea to send them everywhere. But then at the same time, you kind of needed them in the battle, so it's a choice you'll have to make. To be fair, my ally had like shit tons of grunts, so we got the ground kind of covered. Huntresses weren't that necessary there. Maybe just sending off a Sentinel Scout is going to be more important information later on, depending on how well the enemy deal with this. So as you can see, loads of hippos. Now we're going to want to get Moonwells, or rather would have wanted to build Moonwells a little bit beforehand, because as soon as that hero comes out, you'll be stuck to get the second hero. I guess the Keep of the Grove wasn't that necessary. It's a choice. I guess that's a good thing really, is it's pretty flexible. You can carry on going mass Huntresses. I wouldn't suggest it. They're good for up to a certain point. They're very rarely are they massively good at a tier 2 past point. So that Sentinel, not overly necessary, but sometimes that information is well and truly worth the 100 gold and 100 wood, and sending off the Huntresses to go and get it. Priestess of the Moon is out, so she can enjoy basically coming over here, do what she needs to do. She can soak up the Moonwell. She can always get yourself a shop if you think you're going to need it on the way back, but I never use the Squalor Town Portal, so I don't need a shop. Again, Archer upgrades, good for the Archers. So Strength of the Moon, so these two here, Moon upgrades, they upgrade your Archers, and your Archers when they're on the Hippogriffs, which are Hippo Riders. Your Wild upgrades, Strength of the Wild and Reinforced Hides, upgrade your Hippogriffs only. They upgrade other Night Elf units, but in respect of what you're going to be going, or at least what I'm saying in this sense is Hippogriffs, they'll benefit from that. So you could get super upgraded. So you got your Hippo Rider, and she's doing great damage. But the enemy coming at you with Mass Gyro Cutters, well, you're going to have to dismount, aren't you? Obviously it's not ready yet because it's got a bit of a cooldown, but by the time you get into a battle, quite typically, that's going to be available to you. So then you're going to dismount, and when you dismount, you're going to be left with a Hippogriff, and he's going to benefit from the Strength of the Wild and Reinforced upgrades. So you have to judge it. This is a real judgy spec, and look at the freaking queue there. I don't think you're getting out of that one. I don't see a Staff of Teleportation, and I don't think you're going to be able to pass that Staff of Teleportation over to your Tinker. He's doing quite well though. This is obviously a bit of a funny troll. And I'm not trying anymore, as you can tell. The gold's gone off the roof. It's kind of like game over at this point. When the game gets like that, I just go complacent mode, and I just basically stop trying. So, yeah. Maybe there's some drop hack going on there. It's strange for purple to suddenly just be lagging now. He showed no signs of it earlier. So someone's flipping the switch. No, not quite. Maybe he's just got bored and decided to look at the internets whilst this is going on. So yeah, you got tons of flexibility. You could always tech towards tier 3 and not go Hippo Riders and go into shims. If you think you can get away with that, and there's a likelihood that you can support yourself with an expansion as you're moving towards tier 3, and you're not still busy super attacking the enemy, I would heavily suggest that, because if you get lots of hippos and shims, you'll do some fucking massive damage. The enemy, you have to really come up with a lot of bats or gyrocopters to basically counter that efficiently. And if you're lucky, you might have a human ally and you say, look mate, I'm getting tons of shims. Can you please help me out and get some gyros, or preferably tanks? So that way my shims can sit on top of your tanks and basically siege all day. Because that's what shims do. They're good at sieging. They do shit tons of damage. And you can upgrade them nicely to make them beefy. And yeah. I would probably suggest going towards shims, but again, it depends on your situation. If this game had gone a little bit more difficult and I'm on the outside, I'll probably venture towards Hippo Riders more, because they're more flexible, they're quicker, they're hit and run, I can get back to base, defend it. If I go shims, I'm kind of all in at that point, and it's a real risk. So, a lot of things to consider, but give it a try. Because even if the Mass Huntresses thing doesn't work out for you, you can always split off into a different tech path or expansion path. Whatever you want to do. You can even start feeding the undead with all the excess gold. Once you've got enough Huntresses, you're like, screw it, I'm not going to build any units. Here, have all my gold, Mr. Undead, and get some Frostworms up in this action. So really, there's loads of flexibility for it, and those are 3 games that pretty efficiently demonstrate how powerful Huntress Rush can be, alongside some allies that actually come with you. Right then guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please thumbs it up. It goes a long way, as well as share the video. That goes a long way to helping it get out there so more people can see it. Alright then guys, thank you very much for watching. One more thing, I guess if you want to support, you can do so at patreon.com/WTiiWarcraft. All of the links are going to be in the description below, video description below, check below. And you have a good day. I'll see you later. Bye bye.